Yeah, buddy. You run right there.
Good evening, Internet. Good morning, and for some of you lucky people, good afternoon. It is the No Toad Racing League. Oh boy, it's going to be a rough one at North Wilkesboro tonight. Starting with our points, Roy Hyde still leading the way with 246 over teeny tiny little bitty sticky fingers. Jason, don't call me who? Kyle? Sick Waltrip?
Johnny, not Breg. Benson.
Right. Is 228. He's only got a 4-point lead over Al Corey for third. He's got a 7-point lead over Oliver. Check out my Twitch, Turan. The Nodge is in fifth. And we got Dustin Barton with a single point over Rob Hottenbach. Johnny Brugg, 3 points back there. Sid, the other admin, at 183. And if you notice on the far right under starts, those two have 6 starts. And Joe David and the rest of the group of the top 10 have 7 starts. They have run all 7. And Johnny and Sid, I mean, this is obviously an admin cheat. Am I right?
Oh yeah, you know the admins are always got their sticky fingers, you know, pulling away points, you know, doing the shady stuff they always do, you know, totally seriously and not sarcastically.
Yep. They're just a giant group of cheaters, the both of them. Anyway, it is throwback night at North Wilkesboro, which, you know, the kind of the mother of all throwback tracks. Of course, getting a bunch of attention for getting brought back from the great nether regions of nowhere. And man, I personally hope they can find a way to bring back Rockingham. But right there, watching Roy Hyde, the 305, doing what we are going to watch all night. If I was a little more competent, I would have made a stationary camera on turn 2 or down the backstretch to watch that, and that actually just now dawned on me. But these cars, turn 2, one of the hardest things I think that I've ever done. You see Piracini with the Chrome Illusion 24. If that's not one of the greatest paint schemes ever, I'll give your uncle $1. I had to clean that up. But turn 2, coming up here, you're hard on the gas. You see, I'm not sure that was in the background. There it is. The old Hooters of the Canadian Barton going around. That's what we're going to see. You got to be easy on the gas. You really, these ARCA cars, they got a lot of power. You just got to be easy on them.
I have discovered someone's paint scheme that is just absolutely amazing that I have just been laughing at for the past couple minutes. Ileana Hamilton with probably the most creative combo I've ever seen on a car.
Well, that was uncalled for. And Willie just decided he was going to park Piracini. Here's so we get a better shot of some of these. Of course, we'll try and get some better shots, but the cars, the TV cameras are honestly really bad at Wilkesboro. iRacing tries to take what was there with Wilkesboro. It's, small tracks, so the TV camera choices are pretty limited. But Raptor's got him some gold foil bling bling going on there. It's a sweet car. Dustin Barton got some Hooters, which who doesn't love Hooters? Because chickens to die for, right? Oliver Turan, man's running the old Miller High Life. I mean, he was throwback before it was a thing to do. And here's Eliana. So, why? Boy, just not sure if I can get a shot of this. Hellman's mayonnaise. Well, let's see if we can get flipped around here. And he's got a banana. He's got a banana and a rose with his helmet. I appreciate it, Hamilton stopping for us there, so we could get a better shot of that.
The Hellman's mayonnaise Durex combo there.
Oh boy. That's what everybody came to see.
Giving a new meaning to the bump and run.
We're bumping uglies. So Sid is running the Bobby Labonte Interstate Batteries colors. Benson, I don't know why he's not showing up on here. He's got a throwback scheme that he made that is really good. Willie Whitaker throwing back some Kmart. Oh, Roy Hyde. This is going to be the thing. This is going to get him. He didn't do a throwback. And there's Hottenbach right there. The Skull Bandit. All-time top 5 paint scheme. Harrison running an old Jimmy Johnson Lowe's theme. Let's see where that. McCuskey's got a AAA scheme from. Oh man, that was a Car of Tomorrow scheme for maybe Logano, wasn't it?
Sorry, which car are you talking about?
22, Michael McCuskey. I was thinking that.
I think that might be a Mark Martin scheme. Or it's a Roush, like early 2000s Roush scheme.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, I was thinking it might have been far enough back on one of the Car of Tomorrows, but I sure don't remember. Let's see what Nick Biddy's got going on. Boy, he's got some things going there. He has got a patina finished car. That is amazing. Best looking paint scheme here. He's my pick to win. The pit sign is patinaed. I love it. I don't care that most of that car is plastic and fiberglass. Well, actually, those aren't. I guess nose cone wouldn't be rusted, but whatever. That is awesome. Nick, good job. And you've just been given the broadcaster jinx. The Nodge running around here in the Terry Labonte Kellogg's Corn Flakes machine. I couldn't tell you how many of these die-cast I've got kind of up in the attic, I guess. I'm not sure where all of them are. There's only the Iron Man all gray one and then the gold one. Those are the only 2 variations of that car I don't have. I was a pretty big Labonte Boys fan. Jimmy Spencer Sirius, I believe, for James Lawson. That was cool. He did a trick for us. Those Intrepids, those were a good-looking race car. Mike Coravu, also a patinaed wonder tonight. He's got a rusted-out STP Mobile. Those are really cool looking. All right, so really want to check the spec map. Oh yeah, the color's changing on that Chrome Illusion car. Absolutely amazing. Piercini, I do love that, but you know, patina's the thing. Miraika do the patina. Down to under 1 minute left in practice.
I'd like to say who I think is my favorite scheme. It's just kind of, you know, not one that's overly crazy, but I kind of like it. It's the James Lawson in '66. He's thrown it back to Jimmy Spencer in his Sirius XM car.
Yep, that is a really just, you know, that's a good scheme. They don't have to be all crazy and 5 bajillion colors on them. I really like that.
Hey, Cooper, you got a copy?
I have got a copy, Mr. Brugg. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I think if my audio sounds okay, I'm going to use in the booth.
Well, we can understand you, and you're not speaking Spanish, so you're all good to go.
If you know Spanish, we are looking for a translator.
Oh, I took 2 years of it in high school and don't know a lick of it, so unfortunately can't help you guys there.
I failed 3 years of French. I know a handful of things that are really no good. So
we're heading into qualifying here. Who you guys got for the race here?
I don't know if I lost Cooper. I can't hear him right now. Can you hear him right now, Kyle?
Oh, I stopped. I thought maybe you were having a
Okay.
technical issue.
Oh, no, I'm good. But if we're doing race picks, we're going to have to go with Rafter. He was pretty fast here in the practice race. He ran on Friday. He actually beat me fair and square, then pulled away. So I'm really interested to see how he fares out this race. I don't want to give him the broadcaster jinx, so I feel bad, but
I have been expressly forbidden from picking him ever again. So you know, it is what it is. So Kyle, I'm taking Nick, and then Johnny's taking Raptor. So that leaves like 13 cars for you to pick from.
I was gonna go with our points leader, but man, I want some Hellmans. We can exclude the second part of that, but yeah, let's go with Eliana Hamilton, 73.
Oh man, the side of the car is even better than the hood. Yeah, that's. So while we're watching him finish that lap, we hit halfway last week, Johnny. So how has the first half of the season gone? Are you instead happy with the way things are looking?
We've had so much great racing in this series. Honestly, very impressed with how much green flag racing we've had. I mean, we had a couple races, I believe, now that have gone completely green. Kind of had a little bit of a messy show at super speedways, but that's expected. We'll see how we fare tonight. As Xfinity last night, we had 13 cautions, so we can see if we can go under that.
The thing that worries me is that exit of turn 2 with this car. When I had first bought this track, I actually practiced doing just gassing it and looping it to be able to just go ahead and do the 360 and bring it back around, because I couldn't get off of turn 2. Like, I thought, well, you know what, at least I can get it pointed back the right way, and coasted around a public event once, and I'm like, I've got to get more practice. Caught the gate on the outside wall with a truck. Was trying to run trucks, caught it, stuck the nose in, and it waved around like a flag for a second. And I was like, well, this ain't cool. Didn't touch it again. And then No Toad Racing League started Wilkesboroing it. And I was like, well, I better get good at it. And I'm still not great at it, but I can at least not wreck off of turn 2. But, man, it's a hard thing to do. How are you supposed to do it?
It's a hard corner. I'll tell you what. If it's a corner you can get loose in the Xfinity car, you can get loose anywhere. And because those Xfinity cars tend to run tight, and these ARCA cars tend to run loose, so I'm definitely very interested to see how turn 2 fares out in tonight's race, especially with these looser ARCA cars. I don't know if I could tell you the perfect way to take that corner. I feel like I'm always struggling with that corner. I don't have it mastered yet, so we'll see if anybody can master it tonight.
Well, I don't know about you, Bragg. I'm okay with 1 and 2. I kind of think I have a general idea of what to do going into that corner, but 3 and 4, that's the problem spot for me, at least. Is I know how to enter, but like just that line exiting is always just weird to me, because we've got 2 different corners here. You know, this racetrack isn't flat on the ground; it's tilted down on one side. You know, you're going uphill down the backstretch, downhill down the front. So this is, you know, a racetrack with a lot of character. So you have these weird, awkward areas, you know, where it's a corner, you know, a track where you can cut it in half and fold it over and it looks the same. But on the racetrack, you've got 2 corners that work completely differently.
Absolutely. There's definitely more to this track than if it would appear when just looking at it. Like you said, going uphill down the back and going downhill down the front, or vice versa. I'm not sure which is which, but makes for an interesting short track. I don't really know anywhere else that runs like this, so it'll be fun to see. Gonna master it tonight.
We've got 16 car field, which, I mean, it's a little light for what we've seen with ARCA, but then again, with this track, a little lighter field isn't necessarily the worst thing to happen.
Well, you only need 2 cars for a race, and we got 14 more than that, so we should at least have something going on here. And especially now with how qualifying played out, you know, Al was chosen by Brugg. You know, you picked Biddy, and I picked Hamilton. You know, we've got decent spread here at the front, and how cautions fall and who gets damaged. You know, we're going to just see strategy all over the place.
Yep, definitely going to be a race of attrition. Run through here, we've got Eliana Hamilton on the pole with Matt Pirosini in second, Rob Hottenbach starting third, Al Corey in fourth, Michael McCuskey in fifth, Dustin Barton sixth, Willie Whitaker in seventh, Oliver Turan in eighth, Jason Benson in ninth, and Mr. Harrison That was a South Park thing. And the car number 83 starting 10th. Hyde's back there in 11th. Biddy's starting 12th. Koravu's in 13th. Nodge 14th. Lawson 15th. And Sid starting shotgun on the field in 16th. And we are going to run... How many laps around this place, Kyle?
We got 170 laps. We got, I believe, 3 tires, and we're looking about 80 to 83 laps here on fuel. Which, considering how I don't think I've ever seen a race here have a longer green flag run than 30 laps, I think that's not going to be an issue. But you know, if everyone puts their heads on straight, we might see that.
A lot of these guys did run last night's Xfinity race, so that could benefit and let us see some longer green runs. But who knows? You know, we have a few guys in here who didn't run yesterday. Hoping to see some good green flag racing though.
Well, I think these cars, you know, like you said about the Xfinity car, those Xfinity cars tend to run light. You know, we run a lower fuel load in those cars, so we get kind of like an equaling out, where it loosens those cars up for us on the Sunday series. And with here, these cars always are a little bit oversteering. With less fuel, we have a little bit of weight, a little bit less weight in the rear end of the car. So I think, you know, kind of getting that loose off is going to be an issue here. We're going to see potentially someone on the inside, you know, getting hit from someone spinning on the outside, like what happened last night to me 3 times.
There's Benson's car, that throwback that he made, the Stay Puffed. That's really awesome. There again, it's a nice, clean, simple paint. I absolutely just completely love that.
Yeah, when making paint schemes, you know, there's a part of it for myself where, you know, I make my own paints, but there's a simplicity to it, partially because I find myself kind of in a creative box where I can't do too much, but there's also a simplicity where if you nail it, it's just crisp and clean and just comes across perfectly. Like, it's exactly what you need.
I'm not sure if you've mentioned it already, because I kind of hopped in here a little late, but we got to give a shout out to Hamilton's Durex car. I mean, that is beautiful.
Oh yes, the deadly duo.
Roses and bananas will get you every time if you're throwing mayonnaise around the room.
Oh God.
That's what she
Base
said.
cars off.
Got a green. North Wilkesboro, 12,000 laps tonight. Most of them under caution. No. Oh, the Durex car slides out into the front. Gonna lead the first lap.
That was interesting because I know racing last night myself, I kind of figured learned that the outside lane was kind of preferred on restart. So the fact that Hamilton was able to get the lead right there is pretty impressive.
Well, you know, we've had restarts come up as a question, and I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, we have switched to going on the leader here, so that advantage, especially at a track like this, you know, where that inside lane can come back in, you know, you get that equalizing between the inside and outside lane with that new restart rule.
Hotbach had a little bit of a bobble there. But yeah, no, we are making some changes. Actually, I believe we are starting the race on green, but restarts are now on leader. So that's the recent change that we've done.
Okay. Yep. Leave it to fine feather broadcaster to forget that. Yeah, I've got, sadly, I actually literally have a notepad sitting here to take notes and stuff like that. And the pad's sitting here, the pen is not, so it's, you know, it's kind of like my mind, just a blank sheet of paper staring at me. This is why we bring you guys in here, so to have you help make up for the gaps that we've got.
Well, speaking of gaps and, you know, question marks about, you know, the race, is this tire limit. I think we had 5 sets of tires last night, and with here we only have 3. It's going to be really, really interesting to see here. You're going to need to get those tires to last for a good chunk of time here. You can't just get wrecked early and come down pit road and put those fresh tires on. You really need to make sure that you're not destroying your stuff here, because you're going to be on the back foot later in the race.
Yeah, this is a short track where tires do get chewed up here. Most short tracks, you know, it takes a little longer for tires to wear, but For some reason here, wear is a little more prevalent than most other short tracks. And I'm curious to know if Piercini and Hamilton are trying to save any tire because they are pulling a gap right now.
Yeah, we're gonna hop on with Piercini here and see from Benson hopping up here in just 6 spots. I mean, they were a full straightaway up. There's a big difference there in how they're attacking this. You look back off the gearbox. I mean, yeah, we're almost right at the straightaway here from Piercini back to Hottenbach in third. They definitely have got a rhythm worked out, I guess would be the best way of saying that, really.
Yeah, and the major thing here is just, you know, you got to worry about your right front entering and kind of how you're dealing with that steering wheel coming into and, you know, through the first 2/3 of that corner, but that final third, you just got to be worried about that rear tire because not only are you going to wear it, but potentially you're going to, you know, spin out and either get stuck in the grass and not cause a caution, or you're going to hit somebody and cause a wreck.
Yeah, that right rear here is, you definitely want to take care of it.
Getting off the nose camera, you can watch like McCuskey getting in there. You can just see how far out that right side turns. But they're sure looks like he was fighting loose in there. But I mean, with the Xfinity cars, it seemed like if you missed your entry by 5 feet and hit the brakes different, that was enough to mess with you. Is it that bad with the ARCA car?
I would say it's worse in the ARCA car. I think the car gets more loose under braking here. Obviously, it depends too on how aggressive these guys are going with their brake bias. But I mean, everybody seems to be handling pretty well. I know we saw Hottenbach get a little loose one time, but I haven't seen anybody else really lose control of the car yet.
Yeah, a good indicator to tell like people that are going to be struggling later on in the run is, you know, watching somebody come off a corner and seeing their car start to yaw out a little bit. You know, you kind of want that car to set straight off here, at least for the, you know, first 60 or so laps of your run.
Hyde is maybe the closest battle on the track here. He's right there on Ollie's back bumper. But, I mean, I think everybody realizes that this is a SID race, bunch of laps, little tires, and these are big, heavy cars. So it's kind of a matter of self-preservation to just kind of let things happen as they happen, get some laps clicked off. You're not going to win it at lap 17. You've got, 153 more laps to go.
Yeah, and that might be a lesson learned from last night, was to take a little easier in the start of the race, let everybody get settled in, comfy before we start making some aggressive moves. Plus, you got guys like Roy Hyde's passing Ollie for P9, I believe, right here. But those guys are buddies. They're going to race each other as clean as possible.
Yeah, looks like Biddy's trying to come along for the ride. Not going to make it.
I'd like to point out, too, we made it only to lap 2 last night, and I'm very, very surprised that we've made it this far in, just by the tight quarters here, and, you're not really practicing around other people, so to get through those first couple laps without, like, any sort of contact and minor spin is impressive here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was just thinking, as you guys were saying that Biddy, ew, man, was right up there on Ollie. Wow. They are, in general, I think people are more respectful of the ARCA car, more of that fear. They fear that car because that car will reach up and it will bite you, and we've all had it happen. So I think that may be part of it, is they're more careful with that. The Xfinity car has kind of got that reputation of kind of one of your frat buddies that you get around and beat the crap out of each other, and it's all just in good fun. It kind of seems to be where people are with the Xfinity cars. They think they can just bounce the thing around like Gravedigger and it's going to survive a race, and that really isn't the case with it. It's better than the ARCA car, but it's not a monster truck.
Yeah, I've always said the Xfinity car is a little bit like a 4-year-old that's got to pee his pants. You can't really get that thing to sit still. It's kind of just moving around all over the place. The ARCA car, on the other hand, is just it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, and then it starts to go, and then it's way harder to catch it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the thing is too with the ARCA car is if you do damage it, just you guys are right. I feel like it's more likely to damage your ARCA car because it's so much more of a beast to handle. But when you do damage it, I do feel like ARCA cars are more aerodynamic as well. So it takes less to become less competitive than in the Xfinity car. You can beat up the car a bit and still be pretty competitive in it.
Yeah, it's really easy here to, take a bad shot to the right front and just absolutely destroy your right front in these cars, especially with that damage model. And even with that little bit of that fender hanging on the right side of the car, you get these situations where you get that wall glue, and here you really do not want to get that wall glue on the backstretch right before that opening.
No, nothing good's coming from that.
Tell you what, I just saw Dustin Barton slide all the way through that last corner. We definitely know he's kind of eating up his tires a little bit there. It was a good save, though. Really good save by Dustin Barton.
Yeah, Dustin doesn't give himself enough credit. He is a lot faster at a lot more tracks than he really gives himself credit for, and kind of a shame. You get on road courses, and of course you got to worry about him because he's going to be up there fighting. But there's a lot of these tracks he gets them figured out pretty quick, and next thing you know, you've got Barton sitting there, third or fourth, just waiting for somebody to screw up so he can pounce.
Yeah, when we went to Laguna Seca and the ARCA cars here last year, he was faster than me.
Yeah, he's I wouldn't put him as road course ringer just because he's good at other places, but the title almost fits.
I'd give him a road course ringer tag there. I think that's well deserved.
I would definitely too. He's really fast at the road courses, and I feel like he's pretty adaptive everywhere. He's also getting a pretty good name for super speedways. He's had a few good finishes now in a row, and I think he got a win. One of the series at a super speedway. I do not remember which series it was.
He won the opening round of this year's championship. He won against you.
That is right. Yep. Went to the line. He got me.
Yep, and same thing happened in our practice race at Talladega. He beat me to the line there too. So yeah, he's definitely a weird combo: super speedway and road course ringer.
I'll tell you what, Parasini right now. Oh, so is Hamilton. They are pushing right now. Hamilton was Parasini was in the wall a little bit, and Hamilton was loose a little bit. This battle for the lead is starting to shake up a little bit.
And only 4/10 in between them, which if this was Daytona or something, it's like, wow, that's a huge lead. But I mean, that's hitting the brakes too hard and bobbling the thing a little bit. I mean, that's nothing at a short track.
Yeah, Parasini was just on his rear bumper not too many laps ago too, but he scraped the wall coming down the backstretch, which is pretty easy to do. The way it comes out, there's like a little hole in the wall for I believe emergency cars in real life to enter and exit the track, and it's easy to misjudge where that wall is and to suck up into it.
It's interesting to note here for Ileana and even Parasini. Parasini only has I believe 2 starts on the year. Yeah, he's got 3 starts. Sorry, he's got 3 starts on the year. And he's had some problems. 2 of them with connection issues. But Ileana, his first start this year in ARCA, or the season.
Well, I think he likes this track. It's safe to say he knows what he's doing here after Xfinity race here last night, and he's led every lap of the race so far here, and this has been a great green flag run. We're at 36 laps now, coming to 37. Very impressed with how clean these guys are racing.
And this will be really interesting here. You really want to make sure that you can, potentially look at, one stopping here. With our fuel run, looking between 80, 83 laps, just trying to stretch it that little bit to kind of get to 85 so you can split this race down the middle and, not really have those tires completely melted off. Those crucial 15 laps before you need a pit.
And Mr. Hamilton, who may or may not be watching, and if you're not, I understand, but you get to feeling better and take it easy, recovering from open heart surgery from what we were told earlier in Discord. So sending get well soons to you. That's that's on one hand that really sucks. You gotta go through it, but on the other hand, good to see you make it out the other side. So keep fighting and live to fight another day. Let's see if
best wishes from all of us from the NTRL crew.
Absolutely. We got your boy out here leading laps and looking like a real good candidate to maybe sweep the weekend. There's another.
As we get through some lap traffic now too, we'll see if that'll affect both of these guys. I push them closer together.
Well, Lawson and Harrison both just kind of up out of the way, letting leaders roll on through. Which I mean, that's proper etiquette, which is no toad racing league. That's the primary thing. Just like John Barton's not racing tonight. The other half of the Barton brother bail bonds. He's liking the NTRL to a bunch of best friends you just met and didn't know you hadn't seen for all of your life. That's the respect that we do, and that's where you get a lot of these long green flag runs.
Yeah, that's the lucky thing. When I first joined this league, it was very apparent. As of late, we've had a recent influx of some new faces coming in, and we've got a couple of those guys still in the field tonight. We got like Nick Biddy, Michael Borovu, Harrison Hyde, Hottenbach. These guys are new for this season, but hopefully we see a couple new faces around here next year that can fight for the championship and maybe find themselves in the Xfinity Series.
Oh, it's the best friends you just met. I have been corrected. I completely butchered that.
Also, we got Dodge in the Cornflakes car. It's always funny not seeing somebody in their usual paint and throwing it back to the Iceman Texas Terry.
And then when he got out of the Lowe's paint, Harrison immediately snatched it up. So I think we've got a bunch of Jimmy heads around here.
Barasini is closing that gap a little bit now.
Well, Nodge
He's
is
stuck on the inside of Nodge, though. Nodge is giving a good run.
That's what I was just gonna say is Nodge is really just kind of hanging on here, like, hey, let's stick with him, be the lucky dog. I mean, we're turning lap 47, caution free, and not to jinx it, but we I believe got to lap 4 last night before we saw our first.
2, lap 2.
Oh, it was. Oh, jeez. Well, okay. Full disclosure, I was one of them. I lost talent off of turn 2 and looped it around and trying to get it locked down to point it back out. I apparently triggered the thing as a caution, but I was sitting in the grass. And I mean, if I knew I was going to do that, I'd have done some theatrics to try and save it. But I thought, I'd just lock it down and get it turned. And iRacing decided to bail me out. But whole announcer here. That's a reason why I'm standing in the booth, because I don't need to be out here wrecking everybody on track.
Well, I was involved in quite a few last night, too. But I don't think anybody has the speed other than Kyle, who was in the worst amount of wrecks. I don't want to say any of his were his fault, but his car definitely seemed to have a magnet on it.
Oh, I'm putting a target on my car for next week. I don't care. I'm putting it on the left side of my car, putting it on the right side, putting it on the roof, putting it on the front bumper, putting it on the rear bumper, just so if anybody hits me, I can get some points for it.
Was it the Juan Pablo target scheme? Was like 8 of them down the quarters, and then a big one on the hood and a big one on the tail?
I think that might be the older one, like the earlier Chip Ganassi ones with the mixture drivers that were in that car, Casey Mears, Jimmy Spencer.
Well, Spencer did pop in my head first, but I was assuming that was because of the Sirius car. But yeah, there was one just nothing. Yeah, that's your paint scheme for next week. Just cover them, the whole car.
Yeah, I'll work on it a little bit after the broadcast.
And you know, I'm not sorry about putting that magnet on your car. Just saying.
Wasn't that a thing for a while there in the Cup Series? Like someone put magnets underneath their one of their pedals. It's like Stewart and Bush when they're at Gibbs.
Is that a real thing? I've never heard of that before. That's interesting, though.
Yeah. Man, I remember like just kind of a passing thing, and yeah, boy, that's been some years too. Yeah, there was. People have been accused of cheating. You know, it's like Roush accusing Gordon of soaking his tires in some sort of whatever that was, and everybody pretty well laughed him out of the garage and told him, you know, if them tires were in that stuff, they'd reek so bad nobody'd be able to be in the garage with them. And you know, anytime people are losing, they're trying to find a reason why, and you know, the gray areas of NASCAR. So, Hamilton and Piercini are starting to make a dent in the group here. Biddy is real close to going a lap down, like that close, about 3 car lengths.
I'm curious if this goes green much longer, how many cars these guys are going to be able to put a lap down. 'Cause Hamilton and Piercini are just tearing through the field right now.
Yep.
Well, the other part of it too is, cool, you lap somebody, they're screwed. But if you're a car out front and you don't pit, and you know, and you stay out hoping for that caution to kind of, you know, maintain that safety that you're not going to go a lap down if a caution comes out, is someone get loose on the front stretch?
It was Harrison.
No, it was Whitaker.
Oh yeah, right in front of Sid. And they're, you know, same thing. Leaders are coming, pick it up, and this is these are the kind of problems you get when that happens.
Yeah, the pressure is definitely amped up now. They are not in saving tires mode any longer. If they are, they shouldn't be. It is time to try and fight to stay on the lead lap.
And, you know, 60 laps in, tires aren't going to be real happy about that. But here comes the leader. I mean, we're about able to read Durex on that hood. He's so close from the rear bumper camera. Oh, yeah, no, Sid's not saving tires, judging off that sound.
Yeah, so going back to the pit stop thing here, you know, you pit, you know, that's going to be a long time on pit road. You're going to go 1-2 laps down, and you know, you're going to be putting yourself in the danger zone for a caution that comes out. But what could happen is you get that undercut, and you can gain a whole bunch of time, especially if it's well timed, to where you could jump some people, you know, like Al Corey and McCuskey. You know, they could pit early or pit on time, and Ileana and Pericini stay out, and you know, have to come in later in race days green.
What were we looking at for a full field run here?
Whitaker
Whoa!
gets right in front of Hamilton.
Yes, he does. The perfect match.
I had an estimate about 80, 85, 83 laps, but you know, here it's not, you know, the worst thing to try to save some gas. Just kind of roll out a little bit early, use less brake, roll the middle.
If anybody wants to short pit here and try and get some hot laps on these leaders, they would have to do it now. Hamilton's loose. Oh,
big
good
loose.
save.
Well, the thing is, you pit here, you know, you're putting yourself way on the back foot, you know, because this is going to get into the danger zone here with people just staying out on old tires and getting loose and whatnot. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, you probably want to pit, you know, as close to halfway as you can. But, you know, if you stay out after that, you know, you could either be making the right call or the wrong call. It's just circumstance of cautions.
Hamilton is really getting loose out of 4, and it's allowing Pericini to give it to his back bumper now.
Yeah, you get that that right side heated up a little bit, and it's almost impossible to get that thing cooled down unless you do like 6 or 7 laps. So you're just kind of chilling and not pushing it. Always a good caution.
Hottenbach has crashed. And there's Nodge hanging out. Let's see what happened.
Naj was involved too.
Why are we not
Oh,
playing?
Naj actually started it, I believe.
comes the 98 of Rob Hottenbach. He's coming up around Nodge. Oh, yeah, Nodge looked like he got him a little wiggle going there. Sure did.
Yeah, the
Looks like
unfortunate
car got
thing
a
there
little
is
loose.
when he got that loose part, he hit the inside grass. That didn't help him out there. It's a really unfortunate situation. And it looks like it's going to cost him a lap here, getting stuck behind the leaders.
The good thing is you know both of those guys, I mean, should probably still have their fast repair. So, Josh didn't seem like he had much damage on him after that, but Hottenbach definitely picked up some damage. So I expect them to use the fast repair here, especially since they've had such a long green flag run. You don't know when these guys are going to be able to come back down to the pits again.
Yeah, this is interesting. With the lap we're at lap 67. You know, we're not within that safe fuel window to make it to the end here. So I'd expect everyone to pit here, but you know that's the question mark of what do you do throughout the rest of the race. You know, you could pit halfway before the end of the race, get on some fresh tires, and overtake everybody, but you need to make sure that caution does not come out.
Yep. And for the record, lap 85 would have been mathematical halfway, so you know we're 50 laps short of that. We're at 100 laps, which with a full fuel load is doable. We're not running a full fuel load though, so this is going to be easy on the gas, easy off the gas, try and coast it a little more, which is going to help your tire wear too, but as fast as Hamilton and Piercini have been, you're going to run out of options real quick, and you're going to have to start burning more gas and more tires than you want to.
So something that was just said in the chat, Mike McCuskey said he's got an 85% right front, so that's our only benchmark for tire wear throughout the race. So he's still got some tires on that, but man, that's going to slow you down a lot and make the handling not good.
I'm more curious to know what his right rear was in these cars. I feel like you're driving off the right rear quite a bit more in these ARCA cars, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you find yourself driving off the right here, but I feel like if you're kind of getting it in too hard on the right rear, you also probably are not getting through the middle of the corner, and you're relying on that right front a lot as well.
Alright guys, I'm gonna go and try and grab myself another adult beverage here before we take the green, so I will be right back.
Alright, I'm going to let the field get wound back up here, and Nodge is back on pit road. Did he not take a fast repair? I'm going to guess that he did not.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to save that, just in case things get a little hairy here at the end. You get hit with a meatball late in the race and you're kind of screwed.
Meatballs are delicious, but not when it gets you thrown out of the race. So lap 73, Green's back in the air, and boy, 73 takes off, 24 behind him. I think we've seen this one before.
Our new restart rules.
Well, I just meant that the two fast cars are still the two fast cars, leaving everybody in the dust. We got Rafter has worked his way up to third. McCuskey's in fourth. Dustin Barton's sitting there in fifth. Hyde has worked his way up to sixth. Sid right now is actually up 8 spots. He's up in 8th. Benson's made a couple up also, sitting there in 7th position.
Yeah, California Sid running his interstate battery scheme. Another car where I didn't even recognize who that was. Running a different scheme. Usually runs that yellow Mac Tools car.
Yep, or anything PBR. That was another. They did the Grand Prix, one of the better looking Cup cars in quite a long time. Just because the Challenger never made it to Cup, because that's the best body they've had in a decade. But anyway, besides the point, trying to get that to line up on those. I've made a couple of both versions of the Grand Prix. Trying to get those taillights right. I definitely understand why there's the Chevy taillights on that car, because it's a battle trying to get them things on there and get them to look right.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a trial and error with paint stuff. I'm lucky enough to, before I got on iRacing, I spent a lot of time making paint schemes on Enter 2003 by myself. So we got a little bit of a kerfuffle here between the
13 and the 45.
Alright guys, I am back. I'm seeing Parasini and Hamilton have gapped themselves. It's like the first run.
Well, we've got an update to the SK software that does a real nice job of pausing your replays when you go to them. You're going to have to figure out how to get that back. Don't like it. There was that pass by Dustin Barton on Rafter.
Yeah, they're getting close here. You know, just a different approach to lines, but you know, one where they both crossed each other. He had a little bit of a close call there, entering the corner, almost ran over.
Ooh, Ollie.
Ollie
showing loss and
wall
crash.
or something.
Why?
Interesting. I do not believe Hottenbach uses fast repair either. He's
Lawson spun and hit the inside wall, but kept the car going straight.
Yeah, but he's showing damage here on the replay, and oh, there it goes. Oh, that was just a kiss. He's fine.
Any real contact to that left front or that right front can do some stupid damage to these cars. You know, you don't want that wheel to be not straight.
Piercini's in the wall.
It is very easy here to mess up your steering alignment.
But,
Yep. Parasini got that wall glue. Oh, he just got it right before the wall opening. Got very lucky there. He didn't just hook and catch that opening.
Yep, heard the squeak and squawk sound that these things make rubbing the wall, and we were riding there with Hamilton. So I mean, it had to have been him. McCuskey has made his way to third now, and deciding that he's not happy with that, and he's gonna try and Putin his way to the lead. He's going to be
After
Putin it in the front.
By the way, got his spot back from Dustin Barton. Now Roy Hyde is on his tail about to try and make the pass as well. These guys are getting really close right here.
Yeah, we just hit halfway here, so you know we can make it here on fuel. It's just when do you pull the trigger to pit, and also who's going to risk the most? Who's going to push their poker chips in for a caution, or who's going to push their poker chips in that there's not going to be one?
Yeah, well, McCuskey kind of squirted out there and then just kind of stayed. He really isn't making progress one way or the other. So back to the tower, and we're, top 10's on the lead lap. Whitaker's not going to be there for long. He's already 10 seconds back, and, you know, when you're running 19 and a half seconds, you know, I mean, he's a half lap down. It does not take long to lose a lap here. We'll pop up the map for everybody, and then we will hit Eliana Hamilton going into one. Far right side of your screen, the 73 with the green ring is who we're looking at. So look at him. Then we're going to pop over to Whitaker, who will now turn green at the bottom. He is the 37. That just happened to work, 73 and 37. Didn't really mean to mirror numbers like that, but half lap down of each other, numbers mirrored each other. There's maybe your Powerball numbers, could be something with that.
I don't know about you, Brugg or Cooper. When you're doing races, Parasini got super loose coming off on the final corner there.
Good save.
When you go a lap down here, sure, it's or any short track really, like it's hard to get that lap back, unless you get that quick caution. But if there's not, if you get a long green flag run to the end, that really opens up your strategy because what do you really have to lose?
Yeah, I never like to try and go a lap down. I don't like risking that strategy if I can prevent that. But you're right, it can change your strategy up for you into your favor. It looked like Lawson just went to the wall a bit as Parasini was passing him.
Yeah, I was trying to be courteous there, get up to the high side, but just misjudged it there, got up in the marbles and hit the wall.
And it's easy to do.
Parasini's working on Naj now as he gets around him a little easier this time than he did the last time. Hamilton now has a pretty healthy lead gap though.
Yeah, really good debut race for him this season. I know he did a lot of races with last year. You know, he won Michigan, I believe, and I believe he won another race in the ARCA series.
Yeah, well, if you're going to show up, I guess show up and beat the ever-living snot out of everybody else on track. It's the easiest way to do that. Come around and take 95 laps off the board. So, just assuming we're probably looking, losing a few more cars by the time we get into, where we're going to have to stop for gas. Just, trying to think of a plan ahead here. We've got, say, 20 laps from now. We stop, we can make it from there, right?
Well, you can stop, like, right now and be fine. You can make it to the end pretty much. You got 80 laps on fuel. Once we got over that, lap 90, it's 100% that you can more than likely make it to the end, even with, just a basic, not even clutch and coast, just, let off a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's just opened up the pit strategy here. You're going to have to pit. You're more than likely going to have to take tires. It's just when you pull that trigger, and then when you do pull the trigger, you just got to hope that a caution doesn't come out.
Yeah, if you're a lap down at this point and not in the lucky dog contention, I think that might be the way to go right now, is try and hit now. That you can get some fresh tires under you again and see if that works out for you, because that's really your only hope at this point.
Yeah, if you pit a third of the way into the run of where you should be, making it to the end, you could, gain, half a lap, maybe even a whole lap back, on the couple laps you missed going on pit road. Everyone pits and you cycle to, back on the lead lap, and then you get caught up in a good caution there for you, and you find yourself, rebounded from the mistake early in the race.
I'll tell you what, this battle going on in the top 5, I think it is for P5 between Dustin Barton, Roy Hyde, Al Corey, and then Benson's right behind them. This is probably the closest racing we have on track right now, and they are really trying to fight for position. See Dustin Barton's getting loose here and there, out of the corners.
Yeah, it's a good fun pack to watch. Just
Yeah, the automatic cameras are staying pretty fixed to them. But then again, I mean, it's learned that Sid and Benson next to each other generally means contact.
Sticky Fingers meets the California Sid.
No, the sun-drenched, tan Sticky Fingers.
I gotta say, out of any feeling in the world, is there anything worse than Sticky Fingers? Maybe wet socks or
sticky wet
just,
socks.
Ooh.
Sticky wet socks would be worse. That's about the only thing that would be worse.
We were at St. Louis. I can't even think of the Six Flags, and one of them water rides. There was this little girl. I mean, she's like 4 or 5.
We
got her wrecker.
37 in the wall. He gets 002. Man, that was close.
Wow.
He gathered it back up. Wow.
Well, all right then. Well,
That was almost a recovery wreck there from the 02. 002. He when he came down and he almost hit Nick Biddy. That could have sent Nick Biddy in the inside wall.
I'm not dead sure they didn't touch, but I think that may have been all they did. That was as close to a wreck as you can have without wrecking.
Yeah, it looked like Whitaker was getting loose, and as Oliver was trying to slow up a little bit just to get that good exit off the corner, and they made contact. Yeah, they did.
Yep. Now Whitaker's up playing, oh no, I've got magnets in the right side of my car. I mean, I know it's not a safer barrier. Play long.
Ooh.
Whoa, man. That was Corville. Yeah. I kept wanting to say
Porter doing his best impression of Eric Almirola qualifying at Auto Club.
It looked like he was practicing pit maneuvers or something. That was an abrupt turn.
I'll tell you what,
I
these
know.
guys are doing a great job saving the car when it does get loose. I'm very impressed. People are definitely getting loose around here, but they're definitely saving it. Ooh, Ollie gets in the wall a little bit.
Yeah, talking about saving these cars, I don't know about you, but like I don't really find myself usually using the brake trying to save the cars. You know, I'm either like on or off the throttle. But you know, you saw like Eric Almirola Sunday, and even in qualifying, just he got that loose and he just used the front brake, and you saw that front tires lock up. Usually, you don't see that all that much in iRacing, but that was interesting seeing Corvu, lock it up after getting loose.
Man, Oliver keeps getting up that wall.
Yeah, Ollie's generally fast. So we're 77 again. A little puff of smoke and a wiggle. Gonna lose himself some time.
Oh, Ollie's loose again. Good save though. Didn't really lose any ground either.
Man, that 77 is running some insane front brake for him to be able to lock up the front tires that easily.
Yeah, I wonder what brake bias he's running. I know I was getting pretty aggressive with my brake bias here in the practice race. In Rafter, we're even talking about how far we can push it and lower the bias so it takes a little less brake to stop. But I assume a lot of these guys are messing with their brake bias at this point in the run too, trying to get it to turn better in the corner.
Yeah, I find when you first get on iRacing, it's kind of daunting to, have all that rear brake bias, and you kind of find yourself, at least I was, pushing your brake bias more towards the front because it was comfortable. But yeah, for speed, it's one of those things where it's definitely something you have to get used to, and it can give you speed is running with that big brake bias. The steering ratio doesn't really, sure, it'll help with tire wear a little bit, but you can still drive 8-to-1 on a speedway and save tires. That's more of a comfort setting than brake bias.
Yeah, brake bias is that setting that try and find the fine line of lowering it as much as you feel you can and feel comfortable without pushing it over that edge where it gets you loose and spins. You can
Man,
see
Whitaker.
Ollie is really battling his car right now.
Yeah, we're riding on board with him. You can see him, a lot of right-hand turns for a track that is an oval to the left.
He is making the move on his inside right now as we speak.
2 cars behind him, he's got the leader, Ileana Hamilton. Got Whitaker right in front of him. You can tell he's pushing hard to try to make sure he doesn't get by him. He's getting loose almost off of every corner here as Ileana gets loose.
Oh yeah, these guys are probably pushing hard now to try and stay on the lead lap. Or not go an extra lap down, I should say, because Oliver, they are already a lap. It's Corver's 2 laps down.
Yep, there is the leader. I had to get out of
Whitaker
it.
is pushing his car. Oh no! What a save! He is really pushing to stay on the lead lap. Whitaker is on the lead lap.
Oh, Ileana in the wall. As someone goes in the wall behind them. That was Corvu.
Maybe there's something to this magnet theory.
How long can Whitaker hold off Hamilton here? Hamilton's now on his outside, but Whitaker's really pushing hard to stay on the lead lap here.
Yeah, and for Hamilton, he's got a 2.8 second lead on his Oliver's must have got loose off that corner. So all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah, he's wagging. That dog is happy to see somebody.
Yeah, if I was Hamilton, I would be pretty scared right now and try and take it around these guys as easy as possible because clearly they're pushing and they're getting loose. Hamilton has a big enough lead here to try and patiently get around them. It take too long, but can't get too aggressive and make a mistake that'll cost him the race.
And he has shown a ton of patience all night. Just slow and steady. Just easy on, easy off. Just rolling corner. Every bad racing term you've ever heard, and it's worked. I mean, nobody's passing him.
Man, that was a bit of a rude move, but a necessary one for Ileana Hamilton there.
Whitaker's still fighting pretty hard. I don't think he wants to lose the lucky dog contention spot. I'm going to see who else is behind. I think Corvu would be racing. No, he would be the next car up. Yep.
Well, he's got to stay near Ileana. You know, if he laps Hottenbach here, you know, he's got decent bit of racetrack here until he hits Hottenbach. But you know, he needs to stay close to the leader. So if he does lap somebody, he can catch up to that person and pass him. So he's a lucky dog.
Ooh, exactly, and he is pushing. He just got pretty loose on the back stretch. Whitaker, that is.
Yep. I think it be high time if I was, I don't know, Barton or Hyde, maybe. Maybe just go ahead and bite the bullet. Jump in, take tires, head back out, see how it shakes out, because nobody's got the speed. You know, Hamilton is by far and away the fastest car on the track. I mean, you're going to have to try and outsmart him, and the way he's going, I mean, he's going to have you lapped anyway, so what do you got to lose?
Right.
Yeah, any of these
Orsini's now
cars
going to have to try and get through this mess. He's coming up on Whitaker and Corvu.
Yeah, like you said, I think any of these, you know, ooh,
Whoa.
Oliver gets loose coming off the corner. Yeah, any of these cars in the back there, you know, especially people that are 2-3 laps down, you know, pitting here would be a smart move. Just try to get those fresh tires on. Is man, everyone's getting loose.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody was loose out of that corner.
The track was fairly warm. Wasn't anything insane, but yeah, 121 degrees. So, you know, you got a warm track. It's, you know, got some sun on it, and this one here may be the mother of old, worn-out pavement.
That's another thing here. You see all these people, you know, getting loose here. It's like, do you want to risk it? Because if you risk it, and one of these guys spins, you're screwed. It's not like you're gonna, you know, lap all the way back and get your lap back. You are going to be lapped down if you pit until the person that's out front has to pit.
I did not think we would have to be thinking about pit strategy here tonight in this race. But Cooper, you were right when you called it pre-broadcast that this one is shaking up to be way different than last night's race.
Yeah, so far, I don't think we've had a ARCA. Well, I guess the Bristol races were fairly similar, but I mean the ARCA races have been far cleaner than they were with the Xfinity car, and I think it's reputation of the car, because you know we ran, you know, God, with these cars we run everywhere almost caution free every week.
Yeah, it could
We
be
got pitters,
the respect
pitters.
of the car, and it could be the fact that previous seasons ran in the ARC car. So a lot of guys, a lot of time invested into these cars.
Benson, Kashishian, or I'm going to start calling him Keselowski, they are in the pits. So, are they listening to me?
Yeah, well, that's the thing here, man. You got to watch out if you're Ileana Hamilton. You know, if you pit in here and a caution comes out, you can really screw yourself.
Bach just came over the radio and says he's in.
So, feeding time at the zoo is going to happen with 36 laps to go. There
Aristini in
goes,
second
yep,
place is coming in.
yep, Parasini's had enough of this. Which, I mean, come in, you'll have tires to last you the rest of the race. Sid's should be pretty well looking like Superman right now, getting back through everybody. Let's find him in our
Hamilton
list.
is coming down pit road. Leader coming down pit road.
73 is making it in. Let's right through here and. Oh yeah, Sid's around absolutely nobody.
You got Al Corey now. He's going to be your leader.
Let's see.
And he pits
peeling
in.
off. So, monkey see, monkey do. Everybody has decided that if it's good enough for everybody, it's good enough for me. And Whitaker in the wall again off turn 2. But I'm honestly,
After
I'm
this
surprised they
pit
haven't had people
cycle,
spin.
Parasini now is right behind.
And there's our caution. 37
Uh-oh.
around, nose in the wall, right at the start-finish line. So he had a little bit of help with that. And that help would be from Rob Hottenbach. We're going to just kind of nose camera this since it paused it for us anyway.
Seeing Whitaker get loose before Hottenbach makes contact.
Oh, yeah, he was loose everywhere. Yep, loose, kiss, go by.
I get Whitaker did come over the radio. He said he did not know the 83 of Harrison was pitting this lap. That's what got him loose, because he's trying to avoid him as the 83 was about to come down pit road.
Well, yeah, I could definitely see that.
Well, in a weird turn of fate, it looks like that's going to keep Whitaker on the lead lap. That's whatever he did has put him on the lead lap, it looks like.
Lucky is better than good. Nobody
So
will lap down.
unfortunately, oh, you got to wait for the pit cycle to come around here.
Yeah, we're the tower anyway is showing Harrison is 12th place, 2 laps down. Everybody else is well, it's showing Ollie is 1 lap down now. So yeah, we'll give another lap and let them guys come around and see who shows up where.
Well, we were talking about cautions. We have just hit. Oh, we're just about to hit lap 140. So we're gonna have about less than a 30 lap run here to the finish. So I think some of that calm-headed, approach is gonna go out the window here, and we're gonna see some craziness.
Ollie, can you hear us?
I can, yes.
Hey, what's going on out there? Looks like an ice skating ring.
Oh, man, I'm so surprised that that's our first yellow, man. It's been a completely different race from last night. Guys got a much better handle of the track, I think.
Well, or is it a little more respect for the car?
I don't know if it's that. I mean, there's a few less of us out here, too. Maybe that's part of it.
Maybe a little more room to slide and not bump into somebody. All right, so we got we're gonna have like 28 to go. Fresh tires. I mean, give it all you can. Do you think that we'll have enough cautions thrown? You're gonna get back on the lead lap and be able to get back in the mix.
I'm going to need another yellow to get lucky dog here because I just messed up the pit here, and I took the pit instead of the wave around, and I didn't see who all was in front of me or not. So I'll need a couple wave rounds here, I think. So we'll see what happens.
All right, well, this is a quick track here, so we'll get you back up in your room. Thanks, man.
Yep, thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Oh man, that was ninja-like how fast I stole him. I should have screen recorded that for you guys.
Cooper put on his ninja mask and started snatching some children out of their Discord calls.
Almost like snatching his soul. Green flag comes back out, and boy, the same thing we've seen every time. That 73 is just gone. But McCuskey, he's gonna come up here and make this one interesting. All right, guys, let me come up here and play with you.
Yeah, McCuskey, he's a guy that's, he's shown speed, just, has had incidents that have kind of plagued these good finishes here.
We have a 3-way fight for the lead up. Yep, tail's wagging a little bit. A little early in the run for that. But, these cars have more horsepower than just about anything else NASCAR. So, I mean, these are easier to get a little happy-footed and get them to step out on you. Hey, look who's made his way to 4th. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide the trophy, because he's coming for it, Roy Hyde.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we have as many people on the lead lap still. I thought that that caution came at a very inopportune time for these people as we go 3 wide on the backstretch.
We got Dustin hits Biddy. They're back into it, and we got a caution off of 4.
The thing here, if you get into an accident, you just got to get that car rolling. Make sure you don't go a lap down.
Yep.
We are in this last part of this race. I am curious to see if these guys now have taken it easy long enough and their energy ramps up. We get a few more of these cautions.
Well, Ollie should get his lap back now. That'll give him the lucky dog. He was just one lap down. Oh,
And another thing to note here, 3 sets of tires. We had 2 sets we all had to put back on because of, the first caution and the second caution because, you needed to put, or not second caution, the green flag stops. You have 1 set of tires here that you got to hold to your chest. You got to find out when to put that on and, when that tire drop-off comes on or if that is even going to be a factor here at the end of the race.
well, and we've got takers. Hottenbach, Barton, Benson, Kashishian, Persini have all taken tires.
This is going to be very interesting to see how all these guys maybe might move up through the field. I know we didn't get too many laps ran on them, but we'll see. Every little advantage, comes into play here at the end.
Well, some of these guys have, already, before that caution came out, the first one, not this last one, had a couple laps on their tires anyways. So interesting to see just where this balance comes out because it's not as simple as just that person pitted this lap and, they came in. We're on unequal terms here up the front.
Did we say Sid was the first one in?
No, I'm going to draw that back. That stop 1, lap 68, stop 2, 66. We're 14, 15 laps into this run. I'm reading both screens at once. So, yeah, no, everybody's still got that third set. We're 16 to 18 laps into it. Like Hyde, Corey, Whittaker, Tran, they stopped with a small enough box that they haven't ran enough laps for a number to even get in there. So I think they're all single laps on that set of tires. I mean, you only got 21 laps to go. Apparently nobody's going to come in. I see nobody lighting up as being on the pits at all. So they're just going to take what they got.
Yeah, and to answer your question, Brooke, I do believe that the first 2 guys on pit road that started that green flag pit stop run was Benson and Sid.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So I highly doubt this is the last restart, but if it is, does Piercini have anything for him?
He has a chance of redemption after last night because I don't even think we've brought it up. These are 2 guys, Pericini and Hamilton, that finished P1 and P2 last night. Hamilton ended up stealing the race on the last lap from Pericini in the last corner. So Pericini wants to steal this race now and get his redemption.
I'd be worried here for some of these people in the back who put on fresh tires. They've got enough time to just take advantage of that. And that gap, that advantage may be small, but that might be a lot here in these final couple laps.
Back to green with 19 to go. Down into turn 1, and we have got side-by-side cars.
Pericini's powering it on the outside. I'm telling you, the outside line is the lane you want to be in on these restarts, especially if you're on the lead, the front row.
Yeah, it's smoke them if you got them. They are going to
Hamilton
touch.
Contact 13 and 45.
Just wrinkle that right front.
Spun. Hamilton and Pericini almost spun themselves in the lead. That was so close.
It's 13 up high.
Yeah, Al Corey got underneath of Barton there and just kind of slid up a little bit and turned him.
Yeah. Barton did a absolutely just perfect job of keeping that thing from really having bigger problems. Let's get back on here. Yeah, we gotta fix this automatic replay business. I don't like that. We are. Let's see, Al come down here. Goose. There goes everybody.
Austin definitely didn't leave him much room for error, but effort did come up a little bit.
Yeah, it's one of those things where ultimately at the end of the day, I always look at it as if you're the car underneath somebody, you're slightly, most of the time, responsible for your front bumper. So if you run over somebody from the back or you slide up a little bit, you know where that car is, and you just gotta do your best to not hit them.
Yeah, Dustin was holding his line too. It wasn't like he came down.
As Corey pits here.
Yep. Al Corey's pitting. Nodge is pitting. Barton pitted. Ollie pitted. Whitaker, he has come down and went ahead and taken that last set of tires. Let this update. 'Cause yeah, we're going to throw another wrinkle into it. 15 to go. We're going to restart about 13 to go. We've got new fresh tires in the field, and then we've got some really not old tires. I mean, I noticed that last time on the Xfinity cars. The tires really weren't getting beat up, but we're going to have some newer tires and some older tires, so that's going to make that run to the end definitely a little curious.
Well, it's the fresh tires versus the old tires. You know, one of the things that's important there is temperature. You know, you can get like a really hot right rear, you know, and it still be, you know, above 95%. But if it's hot, you're gonna be slower than somebody who's a lot slower than somebody who's on fresh, colder tires. You see, like kind of like what happened in the Xfinity race in real life at Auto Club. You know, you had Anthony Alfredo on like 20, 30 lap fresher tires than the leaders. But they got that long red flag, and the tires kind of equalized on temperature, and they smoked him, even though his tires were so much cleaner and fresher than theirs.
They're racking them back up. We got Piercini on the bottom with Hamilton on the outside. So what do you think that gives the nod back to Hamilton?
I do think that gives the advantage to Hamilton. We'll see if he can take advantage of it here on this restart.
Well, the thing is with restarts here, you know, we're going on the leader. So if Parasini gets a good start here, you know, that could null that thing here if Parasini slides up.
Yep, you're right. I completely forgot about that, which is bad on my part since I am an admin of the series and I was a big part of that change. So Parasini gets a really good jump.
Yep, great start. So same basic idea as all night. We get the top two just launching out in front of everybody, and just numbers happen to be inverted this time. But Hamilton's right back on Piercini and he made up a lot of room through the middle of the corner, it looked like. McCuskey's back there. They were kind of trying to wad them things up. Like Sid coming around there. Sid's in the wall. Off possibly the nose of Benson, but I don't think so.
Nah, there's no contact there.
Yeah, I thought it was just camera angle. They're giving her the go for it. Way up here. Got 10 to go. We got the 73. Trying to duck underneath the 24, and there just isn't enough there.
I'm having some deja vu now here. This is the same position as these guys were lined up in last night's race at this point of the race.
Hamilton's got a nose on the inside. He's there. Well, go down into one. Can't close the door on him. Back down in 3. Oh man.
Roy Hyatt sneaking up here in the back.
I was gonna say, know who's watching this battle. Salivating a little bit, hoping these guys wreck. Roy Hyde is sneaking up into this action here.
Prime position to steal a win.
Ooh, we got contact in the back. 13 spun out. Oh, he saves it.
Ollie got it.
Man.
A little bit too.
And took Al with him, and Rafter went ahead and finished him off.
Man, you wrecked him once, you don't gotta wreck him twice.
Oh, are we getting a caution here?
No.
No caution.
No, no caution. Not,
We race on.
Boy.
This top 3 is so close. They are choo-choo training away.
Man, Al made a list and he's wrecking him twice.
I was trying to come up with a little better way of putting that, but yeah, we're gonna have to give Rafter the Recce Spinhouse Jr. Award here.
I think that's the newly formed. Oh man!
Cassini's getting loose. He's trying to save it. Hamilton takes advantage, gets under him. It's saved by Parasini now, but Hamilton takes the lead there. Still not completely clear of him though. Parasini is battling back on the outside.
Roy rightly didn't just shove the nose up there.
Oh,
Whoa! Now Roy's
there
going to
they
get
go.
him. That one's going to give us a caution and a green-white checker. Oh, wow. Well, I'm sure that was just from tight quarters there, but that kind of looked like a, hey, thanks for nothing.
Doesn't look
Ah,
like
that was just
Yeah,
unfortunate there.
Could get
Yeah,
turned.
yeah.
Well, yeah, the secondary hit. But yeah, that was, man, that just flat out sucks. And right along
Man, we
here,
got
Roy.
Lusky and Sid Kishishian sitting second and third here.
See, 24 gets up, gets high. Just as he's trying to get it caught up, just can't.
Yeah, the problem there is he got that loose moment off of turn 4 that one time, and just was sliding through the whole front straightaway into turn 1, and then got it together in turn 2. But that heated up that rear tire, and you're just leaning on that thing, that final bit of corner coming off turn 4 that caused that wreck there with him and Roy Hyde.
Yeah, once you heat that tire up, get loose like that, it takes it a little bit to get the grip back under you, and it never really comes back. You definitely chew your tires up when you slide that hard.
Pirosini is on pit road. His race is done. So
Dunn's done. Is he done, or is he just getting his damage fixed?
well, he is he's just hanging out. Whoop, we want the pits. All right, he's out. So all right, so that'll get him back out here.
Big mover Sid Kishishian. I believe he started in last place, has made his way in the top 3.
Yes, he has. He is up 13 positions. He is the hard charger driving a Chevrolet Grand Prix award.
So 2 things here for Sid, for the whole field actually, is Sid is the first one to pit here on this tire, so he should have the oldest tires in the field. Roy Hyde and Pirosini, they're going to be on fresh tires here. They've got an advantage, and they're 2 fast cars, so watch them, slice and dice here. Especially if they get that high side rolling, they should be able to gain a couple spots up here and be able to recover pretty well.
Yep. Now, if graphic is correct, the Nodge has tires. Corey has tires. Turan has tires. Whitaker's got tires that are a few laps older than that. He's shown at 24 laps on his. Turan's shown 17. Corey's 16. Nodge showing 16. So, they've got tires that have ran half the laps of everybody else.
Yeah, Whitaker and Turan here should be sitting pretty good for, potentially fighting up towards the top. They're not going to, unless there's another caution here, wouldn't expect them to be able to get the win here. But, with their interesting strategy here, you got kind of a backwards loaded field here with tires.
Yep. So how good is McCuskey on restarts?
I'm not sure, but I think that inside lane's major advantage here, and I would expect him to have, pushed trying to get by Sid and whoever he was racing. So, unless he was really saving here.
Last time he started the field back up, Pirosini got around him on the outside. That is with leader discretion too. So we'll see if he can. McCuskey here. McCuskey looks like he has a little front end damage, but that shouldn't affect him too much.
And don't spin the tires here.
Oh, which looks like it may have been exactly what McCuskey did. It stacks up everybody in the back.
Hamilton got a great jump.
Yeah,
Exactly
yeah.
what he wanted.
Yep.
And the field is stacked up, so that's going to keep them back there. So those fresh tires are pretty far back now.
Pirosini running it 3 wide, trying to get as many spots back as he can. Him and Hyde both are side by side, 3 wide off of 4. Hottenbach gets sent to the wall.
Into the wall.
That was a hip check there. Man, you can just send it in those fresh tires.
Hey, he's got her sideways through there. Not enough time. He's still half a straight back. Hamilton, with 0.8 of a second, is going to easily walk off with the no-toed Monday night ARCA Series win at North Wilkesboro.
Sweeps the weekend.
He takes
Big wrecks
all
here
the
on the
weekend.
front cut. Man, that's a photo finish for second place there. Mike McCuskey. 3 thousandths of a second over Sid Kishishian.
We get these things to line up. Wow. Yeah, that is right where you can get it. So, You guys will have to see this on the replay, but they are.
Ooh, that is a photo finish.
Yeah, they are just flat side by side.
That has to be one of the closest finishes we've had in NTRL history.
Yep.
Yeah, from my angle, I thought Sid had it, but
Yeah,
man, that
I
was
thought so
close.
too. On my angle, it almost looked like Sid just barely had him, but scoring McCuskey as second.
Sid did not, and the gap from first place to second and third is negative 1.18. So for all intents and purposes, they think you tied, Sid.
Damn. That was still some of the most fun short track racing I've ever had.
That was just wild. What all did you see there in the last couple of laps? Because that got crazy in a hurry.
Oh man, hold on, now I gotta go like rewatch it. I overdrove the entry into 1, somehow came out in front of McCuskey, and then I overdrove the entry into 4, and apparently lost second place. But hey, I'll take a third, especially starting last.
Yeah, that's how did you manage to start last?
I got a little loose on the first qualifying lap and tank slapped the wall, and so it didn't register the first lap, and I had to do the second lap.
That'll get you. It'll get you every single time.
Yep, but I mean, we just tried to keep our nose out of trouble tonight. It was fantastic racing by everyone. That was some of the most fun short track racing I've had in this league.
That was definitely just, like I say, they just don't get any closer. I know, going out on the graphic, it is showing McCuskey, which hopefully his mic's working. Got him in here. He is showing 1.178 behind the winner. You are showing 1.181, so 3/10,000ths of a second, right? Hundreds, thousands, 10,000. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's you got me by just a half a nose. Man, that was some fun racing right there.
That was the width of a condom wrapper. Is what he got.
Yeah.
By.
Yeah.
Try and keep the theme with Hamilton's car. So, McCuskey, do you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, gotcha. So that was a close finish, man.
It was. I was real annoyed because I had a terrible last restart. I can't do these on the leader yet, and I was like in fourth, and I don't know. Sid just kind of blew the last corner, and I had an opportunity and went for it, and it was a nice drag race to the finish.
Yeah, I was sideways underneath you on that last restart.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I had a terrible restart, though, so...
Still, all fantastic racing. That was fantastic. I'll let you guys get
Good
to talk.
time. And I had a 0x, so, hey, that's pretty impressive for me.
The 0x there, I mean, that in and of itself deserves a medal. I don't care who you are. That's hard to get through there without beating and banging off of something. But yeah, that restart, I was going to ask you about that. Did the tires just spin on you, or is it just not being able to figure out how to time up with the going on the leader?
So I still have a square monitor, and I cannot see Ileana in my periphery on that restart, so I just kind of have to guess when he goes, and I guessed wrong.
Okay. It really looked kind of tire spin, so, maybe if we do this next time, I'll say that, and then we'll just lie. Nobody will know the difference.
I also missed a shift, so...
Oh yeah, that definitely does it. But yeah, that got it opened up to... we've got Ileana Speed Hamilton is in here. That's our race winner tonight. How'd things look up front pretty much the whole race?
Good. Yeah, Matt and I battling out there for a little bit. Yeah, we had a couple really, really, really long runs that was a lot of fun, and everybody was just sliding around and got into some lap traffic. I think we went 3 wide a few times there, so that was a blast.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. There was stuff going on everywhere, and at one point we were taking bets on basically how many times you're going to lap everybody, and then we started running into some cautions.
Yeah, it was a super fun race. Yeah, and surprisingly more clean than the Xfinity race.
Yep. Do you have any chaos theories of that? Do you think it has to do anything with the car, or is it just practice from yesterday, or what do you think it is?
I don't know. I might. I don't know. Yeah, it could definitely be the car. But I don't know. These ARCA cars, especially after about 20 laps or so, get really, really slick and hard to hang on to. So I don't know.
All right, well, if nothing else, you've tacked a win in the old win column. Got you good points night. Hard to beat a win, and get you moving in a little bit towards Roy Hyde, who was sixth. So you gained some spots there in the championship.
Awesome. Yeah, the Hellman's Durex was mighty fast tonight.
That paint job actually, I'm gonna let Kyle tell you this, but that paint job honestly got you the jinx, and you have now broke it.
Yeah, I picked you to win the race, and you did it. Good job, man.
Awesome.
Usually we pick somebody and it's pretty much signed their death warrant. I got Biddy, and he finished 12th. So I've been told never to pick Al Corey again, and Johnny picked him, and he was 10th. So, it is what it is. So you have broke the curse. So that means we can pick you, and it doesn't do anything bad to you. So now we'll probably just pick you a bunch.
Sweet. Yeah. Thanks for having the faith in me, I guess.
All right, man. We appreciate it. We'll let you go, and we'll shut down the broadcast, and congratulations.
Thanks, man. Take it easy.
All right, you too. All right, boys and girls, we're going to jump out of here. It is No Toad Racing Network with the No Toad Racing League Monday Night ARCA. Catch you next week.
Las Vegas.
At Las Vegas.
Good job, buddy. P1 right there.